My cousin's reach inside this company is beyond anything someone like you could imagine. I went quiet for 2 seconds. It hit me. Last month, there had been a solid veteran employee transferred from marketing to the warehouse. I thought it was strange at the time, and asked why someone that capable was being moved to a warehouse. The vice president told me the employee had requested the transfer himself, said he wanted a change of pace. I figured he was burned out from the grind in marketing and signed off on it. Turns out it was Maureen's cousin pulling the strings all along. I drew a slow breath and said, my voice low, your cousin really knows how to work the system. Maureen completely missed the edge in my words. She preened. You're only figuring that out now? My cousin says in a few months, he's going to bring our whole family into the company. Every last one of them. Men, women, young, old, planted across every department. Once that's done, the entire company answers to us. What an HR director indeed. Quite the ambition. The corner of my mouth curled. Isn't your cousin worried the boss might find out? Maureen scoffed, utterly certain of herself. My cousin already thought of that. The owner of this company is the richest man in the city. He's running over a dozen major corporations. You think he has time to care about the smallest branch office in his portfolio? As long as the boss isn't around, my cousin runs the show. Period. I smiled. It was this company, the smallest one in my portfolio, that had been underperforming for years, despite every effort. That was exactly why I'd been showing up here almost every day, inspecting the factory floor, studying market conditions, trying to figure out where the problem was. Now I finally knew. The rot was coming from the inside. Are you coming or not? Let me spell it out for you. Once my family gets into this company, every single one of them will outrank you. If you don't start kissing up to me now, you'll regret it later. I listened to Maureen Fox's threats and bribes from the other end of the line, and I couldn't help but laugh. What a coincidence. I've never been the type to kiss up to anyone. Since your family is so well connected, figure out your own ride home. I hung up. Maureen must have been seething, because a string of messages came through almost instantly. You're a factory floor grunt, and you have the nerve to talk back to me? Just wait. I'm not just going to have my cousin fire you. I'm going to have you blacklisted from the entire industry. I stared at the messages, and was genuinely speechless. But Maureen's arrogance wasn't what actually concerned me. It was her cousin. A single HR director shouldn't have had that kind of reach, which meant the rot inside the company had already spread to the upper ranks. With that thought, I sent a message to Vice President Gallagher. Send out a notice. Tomorrow morning at 9, I'm holding a company-wide meeting. All employees must attend. No exceptions. No leave requests. The message barely went through before Desmond replied, Understood, Mr. Henson. The next morning, I drove to the office as usual. The moment I stepped out of my car, I spotted Maureen standing at the front gate with her arms crossed over her chest. Next to her stood a man in his early 30s, sharply dressed in a tailored suit, radiating the kind of smugness that came from unchecked authority. I glanced at his name badge. Rupert McLean, HR Director. The second Maureen saw me, she darted forward to block my path and turned to him. That's him, Rupert. That's the one. Rupert looked me up and down. So you're the factory worker who disrespected my cousin?